Hello everybody, I'm Nick Boyanzis, Account Executive with Sony Pictures Television Digital Networks. Here today to speak to you specifically about Crackle. Crackle is Sony's streaming TV network featuring Hollywood movies, hit TV shows, and Sony-produced Crackle originals. All of our content is 100% free and premium and long form and available across all platforms for free. Today, I know we've discussed your client's initiative in the past, and they do see a value in online video. So I want to discuss with you today our opportunities and our capabilities as a long-form streaming network. I know that they value long-form video, so we definitely think that Crackle is a solution in that regard. First, I want to take a step back and we'll take a look at the TV landscape as a whole, some of the trends that are taking place and some of the changes that we're seeing as the landscape continues to evolve. I want to show you guys how we can guarantee that you reach a unique audience on Crackle. I'll show you some of the new ad products that we're launching and some of the new targeting capabilities. And I'll take you through some of the Sony-produced Crackle originals that we announced at our 2015 upfront back in April. So jumping right in, where we fit within the Sony Pictures Television umbrella, our team sits right on the Sony lot out in LA. We are part of the Sony Pictures Television team, and the studio that produces that great content such as Breaking Bad, The Blacklist, Wheel of Fortune, and Jeopardy produces the content that we're working on today, and that's available on Crackle. We also work with Sony Music and have the ability to create custom content with our sister company in Sony Music and some of the great talent that's available and part of the Sony record label. We also work with Sony Pictures Entertainment and can create one-off opportunities on some of the big blockbuster releases that are out there and create ancillary content that's available exclusively on Crackle. We also represent Crackle Studios, which is the studio that creates our hit shows such as Comedian Cars Getting Coffee. And then we also represent PlayStation, and PlayStation is the #1 gaming platform in the world, reaching millennial consumers across the U.S. Now I'd like to jump into a video and a sizzle that kind of shows you the power of Sony and where we fit in throughout all the brands of Sony. So let's take a look at this video. Great. So as you can see from there, Sony is investing heavily in its content and investing heavily specifically in Crackle. And you'll see that from some of the content that we're going to discuss today, and also from the products that we're launching. So the bottom line of today is that I think everybody realizes that the TV landscape is changing. It has been changing for a while now, and it's completely evolved from where it was 10 years ago. Traditional TV networks are making changes as well, where they're answering consumers' demands to make their content available across streaming platforms. What we see is that around 40% of homes have some sort of subscription VOD service that they're accessing long-form premium content on, and that's across Netflix, partners like Amazon. And those partners are great, and they do a great job offering content, but there's no advertising available with them, so your clients cannot reach those users. And that's where Crackle comes in. Crackle is really the only premium free service that is ad-supported, and we're available across all platforms, like I said. Millennials are harder to reach across traditional television, and they're streaming more and more. So working with Crackle, you're reaching a hard-to-reach audience on platforms that users are consuming content on. Additionally, we did a research study with Frank Magid & Associates to kind of see consumer trends and consumer behavior. And what we're seeing is that the connected TV landscape is growing, and connected TV is on the rise. There are a number of different platforms out there that users can access content on, from PlayStation 3 to PlayStation 4 to Xbox to Roku devices and Apple TV. We're really seeing a lot more of these people accessing content, a lot more consumers are accessing content on a big screen television. The nature of long-form content, it's easier and better to watch on a big screen TV and while you're sitting back relaxing on your couch. So we're seeing that around 62% of adults, over 2/3 of adults 18 to 49 are watching content and consuming content on that big screen television. So just a huge number that will continue to rise, and we've seen increase year over year. Taking a look at Crackle's audience specifically, we have around 30 million monthly unique visitors that are using Crackle across all devices and platforms. But what I really want to point out here is our ad completion rates. From some of the partners that I work with, their average ad completion rates from any one of their campaigns are at around 75%. We're performing at an average of 95%, which is really blowing out the industry standard of 75%. So what I ask you is that when you're looking at, I guarantee that we'll be a top performer across any one of your campaigns. So all I ask is that you test us, give us the opportunity to work with you a little bit, and you'll see those results on a campaign-by-campaign basis. And I assure you that your client will be satisfied. Taking a look at some campaign results that are very, very great performing campaigns, Miller Coors across all different categories too, from Miller Coors to Arby's to Showtime to AT&T. We're seeing above 93, 95, above 93 and above 95% completion rates. But what I also want to point out here is that we are 100% viewable. Our in-app platforms across mobile, tablet, and connected TV comply with 100% viewability, which we know is a huge industry trend for this past year and will continue to be. You want to make sure that all your ads are in view. And this really isn't a problem for networks like Crackle. This really is an issue for video ad networks that have short form type of video. But with 100% of our content being premium and long form and being consumed on these in-app platforms, we know that we can guarantee quality advertising and quality services to you and your client. And this is evidenced by some of the campaign results across multiple categories here. So I mentioned premium quality content. What kind of content is available on Crackle? You can find, like I said, anything from Hollywood movies to hit TV shows to the Crackle originals. We program over 1,600 hours of content per month. And our programming team does a great job in going out and acquiring content, not just from Sony Pictures Television, but also from different studios such as Warner Brothers 20th Century Fox and Lionsgate. So we do a great job in bringing in different types of content and movies that will continue to keep our audience engaged. So you come back to Crackle on a monthly basis and you'll find refresh content, and like I said, over 1,600 hours worth of content that keeps our users engaged and keeps them coming back for more. Very similar to how television networks such as FX and AMC program their network. They've got a bunch of great movies, hit movies and TV shows, and then they'll have their original programming as well. So look at Crackle in the same vein that you would as any one of those quality cable networks with premium programming. So taking a look at our audience, who's actually watching Crackle? So we see that we're slightly male skewed at around 54%. 70% of our audience is adults 18 to 49, which is the main core demo that most partners are looking to reach. We also do a great job in reaching millennials, adults 18 to 34. Our average age is around 28 years old, and what we've labeled our audience is the rechargers. Rechargers are young, affluent adults who are in the midst of building their career. They're multicultural, they're multifaceted, they're successful individuals who have an average household income of around 75K. They're also very highly connected consumers, so they're very tech savvy. They've all got smartphones, tablets, connected TVs, and smart TVs and connected TV devices. So they're watching content in different ways than you're traditionally used to. So Crackle offers them the solution to access hassle-free content. So the moment they come home from work, they know that they can turn on their Crackle app and start watching content immediately without any barriers. So it's TV Unchained, essentially, is what we're offering. And this is that audience that we're looking to reach. So any questions about our audience? Great. We'll move on. Now, how are we working to super serve that audience? We recently announced that we're revamping our connected TV application to have this always-on feature. The always-on feature marries the best of TV and digital and on-demand across all platforms. So looking at our connected TV app, from the moment a user activates their Crackle app on a Roku device or Apple TV, something will always be playing. A TV show or movie will already be programmed similar to how it would be on television. So it's really marrying the best of both worlds. So as this content is already playing, a user can actually can restart that program. They can continue watching that program from where it's at, or without ever leaving that experience, you can scroll through the different options that are available and the different content that is available on Crackle. What's great about our connected TV revamp is we're doing it in partnership with Adobe. We're forcing registration that will allow us to have first-party registration and no consumer habits. So if you're a fan of Seinfeld and you continue watching old Seinfeld episodes, we may continue to serve you new episodes of Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. Or if you're a fan of action or drama, we'll serve you one of our newest Crackle originals and newest Crackle dramas. So a smarter network that'll allow you to better target and better reach your different users. And this is a silent video that we typically would show the silent video along with that initial page, but for this purpose, we're going to move on. So taking a look at where Crackle is available, this is a big question that we get. Where can I access Crackle? Crackle is obviously available on desktop at crackle.com. It's also available on your Delta flights for your viewing pleasure on flights across the country. We're available on every single mobile device, from iOS to Android to PS Vita to Nook. You can basically download Crackle for free on any one of these devices. But where we're really seeing the trend and where our traffic continues to trend is in the connected TV landscape. Anytime a new product is launched, whether it's an Xbox One, an Apple TV or a Roku 3 or an Amazon Fire TV stick, Crackle is preloaded and readily available on that device. And if it's not, you can go into your App Store and simply download it, again, for free. Smart TVs, simply go into your Smart TV App Store and download the Crackle app and start watching immediately. It's a benefit for us because we're distributed across all these platforms, and it's a benefit for the consumers that are buying these products because they have access to free content with Crackle. We're actually featured in the Amazon Fire TV Stick commercial. Our logo is right there and prevalent in that commercial. So definitely a great way to provide users with that content in different ways. So Crackle advertising. What does Crackle actually offer? How can we allow you to reach your consumers? We actually offer you Crackle's actually a great complement to any TV campaign, and we'll show you an example of that. We have a groundbreaking TV experience that we just discussed, and we have ad solutions that really are first to market. We try to make sure that everything that we do is every time a new product is available, we want to make sure that we continue to evolve with the marketplace. And that's one of the benefits for me of working with Crackle is that I know our management team is willing and able to invest in these ad products to take us to the next level. So they'll never be able to. I'll never be stuck in a meeting and say, "Oh, is that something that you'd like to do?" Well, we're not going to be able to do that. I know and I'm confident that our team will invest. Sony will invest in our brand to continue to take us to the next level. And one great example of that is we've been working with Nielsen and ComScore to make sure that we can get measurement and demographic targeting and audience targeting across all screens. We currently are working with Nielsen and ComScore to demo target and audience target across desktop, mobile, and tablet. We were one of the first ones to have ComScore VC available on mobile and tablet. We're working to get ComScore and VC available on connected TV devices this year, and Nielsen will surely follow after that. We're also working with Adobe to create our data management platform and create our own internal DMP. We're collecting all this registered data and all this registration information from our new CTV relaunch. We want to be able to utilize that information. So we're creating our DMP, and how that will work is we're bucketing all of our client information, all of our user information, building these audience clusters, and allowing you to now first-party audience target specifically on those demos. We can also work with you to bump our information up against your information and use second-party targeting and be more efficient and be very efficient and be very, very granular on targeting. This also help us effectively third-party target. So we can have that first-party registration information. We'll work with ComScore or Nielsen on a VC or DAR campaign, and this will allow us to create better match rates, which allows us for more efficiencies and allows your buy to be more efficient and smarter. So look for that coming this year. Again, we're working to get VCE and DAR available across all platforms, and once that does happen, we will let you know. And I will continue to follow up with you to continue to update you on our advertising capabilities. Another example of the investment that we're making in making sure we have a smarter network is this incremental reach study that we did with Nielsen. So we know that on Crackle, we offer you the opportunity to reach light TV viewers. But we wanted to see those numbers in action. So we ran a study and ran a test campaign with Nielsen to show how Crackle can add incremental reach to any one of the top cable or broadcast networks. So we know that if you're looking to target adults 18 to 49, keep working with linear networks. Keep working with those networks, keep buying those linear networks, but add that additional frequency and reach and scale to Crackle to give you that incremental reach on that particular audience. We saw great numbers on adults 18 to 49 and even better numbers on our incremental reach for adults 18 to 34. I can work with you on your particular demos that you're looking to reach and provide you with a custom study to give you that information. And you can share that with your client and show that working a little bit with Crackle will give you that incremental reach where you're not using the same users over and over again that you would be reaching on linear TV. A lot of these adults 18 to 49 and adults 18 to 34 are those hard-to-reach demos that are watching content, again, in different ways and on different platforms. So inherently, Crackle is both a studio and a network. Our parent company is Sony Pictures Television, again, the same studio that's created some of the best programming that's ever been on television. How that is a benefit to us and to our partners is that we can partner with you in different ways than your standard video media, and spots and dots across different screens. What we can do is we can weave your brands into our shows, and we can get with you early in the process to make sure that these brands are aligned organically with our brand new shows. So if there's an auto that's needed within a show, we can make sure that that's your client's auto, and it really reaches advertisers and it really reaches our users in an unmissable way. Being weaved within the programming early in the process is a huge value proposition for us, and it allows me to create a better buy for you. Additionally, with the standard media ad buy, we can include this stuff as earned value because, again, we are both the studio and the network. So while we're in production, I can get a script, I can look at that script and reach out to an advertiser or a partner of mine that I know would love to be part of this storyline. So here are some examples of some of the advertising integration executions that we've done over the years. Of course, our flagship program is Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. The first example you'll see is Acura, who owns the rights to Comedians in Cars Getting, who owns the advertising rights to Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. That program was built specifically with Acura, with integrations across the entire episode, across all the episodes. So we'll also have some examples of other best-in-class examples that we've done with some other advertisers. So I will play the sizzle reel and give you guys an idea of some of the executions that we've done. Okay, moving on to our Crackle originals. So one thing that I love about working for Crackle is that I know that I can go into any room and say that our programming slate is in line with some of the best cable and broadcast networks that are out there. I used to work at ABC, I used to work at Discovery, and this lineup, this Crackle original lineup, I would put up against any one of those networks. This is another example of how Sony is investing heavily in our brand and investing heavily in Crackle. We launched Joe Dirt 2 last month, and I'll show you some stats on that and how successful that was for us this July. We launched 2 movies in Dead Rising and Throwaways, so feature films are now available on Crackle. But we've got content that's available for anybody and everybody, from comedies and drama to action and adventure. We've got a little bit of everything for everybody. So we've had some mainstays such as Cleaners and Chosen, who have been on Crackle for year over year. Chosen is coming back this year for a 4th season, later in 2016 for a 4th season, and we're converting that to be from a half-hour drama to a 1-hour drama. We're launching our first 1-hour drama in The Art of More, and I'll show you some details about that. And we're working with the Stupid Buddy Productions to create Supermansion, a show that was traditionally could have been on any broadcast network, any cable or broadcast network. So jumping right in, who better than to start with than Joe Dirt 2, The Beautiful Loser. So Joe Dirt originally launched in the theaters back in 2001, and Crackle is the first network to bring you, the first streaming network to bring you the sequel of a feature film that was originally on the big screen. Joe Dirt 2 had a huge following, a huge audience. It wasn't a box office hit, but it was a huge hit as far as cable television goes and DVD sales. And this was David Spade's passion project. And what's great about working with a streaming platform like Crackle, you have a lot more flexibility. So a guy like David Spade, this is his passion project. This is something that he owns, and this is something that he did exclusively with us. The press and the promotion that went behind this film and the launch of this film was tremendous. From the Coke 400, where David Spade was there as the ringleader, and also he was on Howard Stern, the Today Show. Just a huge press run to provide to get the exposure out there in regards to Joe Dirt 2 launching exclusively on Crackle. The press was so good that we launched on July 16th with a 2-week LCI that was sponsored by Arby's. And we did over 1 million streams in the first 5 days. So over 1 million streams. Joe Dirt 2 was watched over 1 million times in the first 5 days on Crackle, which was a Crackle original record. And it's continuing to break records. We're close to now 3 million streams to date. And we just continue to see the success. And we're going to continue to ride the wave of this success on other projects that we're doing. As part of Sony's effort and investment in our company, not only are they investing in the content, but they're also investing in advertising heavily and getting exposure out there to make sure that we're launching these quality originals, but everybody knows that you can watch this and find this specifically on Crackle. Another great example of a Crackle original that was a huge success for us is Sports Jeopardy. Sports Jeopardy launched on September 24th of 2014, and it's been a huge hit for us. With over 10 million streams in the first 40 episodes. It's been such a great hit that we did announce that we're coming back for season 2 of Sports Jeopardy. Our host is Dan Patrick, as you can see here. He's the Emmy Award-winning Dan Patrick, from his days on SportsCenter to his current role on NBC Sports and DirecTV radio show. Dan was passionate about sports trivia, and he actually approached our producer, Harry Friedman, who's also producer of Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune, to make this project his own. And Dan is coming back for season 2. We're launching 52 episodes in the first season, and we're planning on doing another 52 episodes for season 2. This is a great way to work with a legendary show such as Jeopardy, with a sports trivia twist to it, and work with a great host in Dan Patrick. It's half-hour format. Opportunities for integration are seamless and organic. We can work with you and your brands that definitely have a sports initiative. So more to come on Sports Jeopardy Season 2, and we fully plan to continue riding the success of Season 1 into Season 2. So taking a look at The Art of More, I mean, when I at our upfront presentation this past April, I was very excited to see the announcement of Art of More. It's Crackle's first ever 1-hour drama. We're working with great talent. Our executive producer is Garner Stern, who produced The Practice and Law and Order. And we're working with a great cast, from Dennis Quaid to Kate Bosworth to Christian Cook. It's a great program, and we think that it's truly going to be our House of Cards and our big investment, our big show and our big program. It'll be our version of House of Cards. The storyline behind this is Art of More is a 1-hour drama that explores the premium auction houses in New York City. Christian Cook is the main character and protagonist. He plays the role of Graham Connor, who's a former Iraqi U.S. Army Iraq veteran. He comes back from his tour of duty after developing relationships in Iraq as a smuggler, and leverages these relationships to rise through the ranks of one of the premium auction houses of New York. There's a lot of, obviously, drama involved with this, from his past coming back to haunt him, to love interest with competing auction houses, to pressure all around. Graham has overcome war, family tragedy, and personal demons to become successful, and now the drama starts, and that's where we pick up in The Art of More. This is launching in late November, early December of this year. It'll be a 10-episode series, like I said, a 1-hour drama. We fully anticipate this to be a huge hit for us this coming year. And moving on to Supermansion. Supermansion is going to be a half-hour, 13-episode series, half-hour episodes. It's produced by Stupid Brothers Productions, who is the same production studio that created Robot Chicken, which airs on Adult Swim. This was actually originally slated to be on Adult Swim, but we actually bidded for this and won the rights to it, and it's going to be airing exclusively on Crackle. Seth Green leads Stupid Brothers Productions, and they do a great job with Robot Chicken. We fully anticipate this to be a huge hit. Working with talent such as Bryan Cranston, who's going to play the main character, known as Titanium Rex, is going to be huge for us. We're excited about this. This is launching in November of this year. And what it is Supermansion explores the life of the not-so-superhero. So it's about 6 superheroes who live in an Uber mansion, and they're government-funded. The government's looking to shut them down because they're causing more damage than good, and they've got to prove their worth. So it's a humorous comedy, led, again, with starring Bryan Cranston, and we're really looking forward to this coming fall. So look for Supermansion to air exclusively on Crackle coming in November. So moving on, I can reach out to you and we can discuss any one of these other Crackle originals that were on our original programming slate. But those are our Crackle originals that are in line to come out this coming November and for the rest of this year. So we've got Sports Jeopardy, Supermansion, Art of More scheduled for the rest of this year, and we've got other opportunities for Crackle originals that will continue to build out going into 2016. But the same way that AMC started originally having old movies and TV shows, and then creating great programs, I really think that Crackle is on the cusp right now of rising to the next level because of our solidly produced Crackle originals that are produced by Sony Pictures Television. So all in, we represent Crackle, again, Sony streaming TV network, available across all platforms 100% for free. As I mentioned earlier, we also represent PlayStation, the #1 gaming platform in the world. Combined reach altogether between Crackle and PlayStation, you're reaching close to 90 million unique users per month. So just a massive scale and a massive audience. And then also we represent PlayStation Vue, which is the first ever live TV service that just launched on PlayStation and will be available nationally in the coming months. So a lot going on here. We have a lot to offer. I'm really excited about the rest of this year heading into next year. So at this time, I'll take any questions if anybody has, and I thank you so much for your time.